No, Gus, I haven't asked you to go down. Good boy. Good. Hey, that's all right. Paw. Oh, no, not two. Sit. Gus, you need to face the camera.
2017 was a fine year for Eddie Pepperell. On the course, the Englishman took great strides with his best season yet, while at home, there was a new addition to the family.
Hello, golfing world. This is Gus, my dog, or our dog. He's a Hungarian Vizsla, and he's a busybody. Yeah, actually, I haven't had him around the golf much with me. You know, to be honest, I've taken him to practice maybe once or twice up here and joked about his coaching skills. And certainly at times he makes more sense than Mike, my coach. But that's probably because Mike's from the north. He's fairly good. He doesn't he touches his paw on the green, and he doesn't go any further than that. So he approaches the putting green with as much trepidation as I. So that's maybe he knows who his owner is.
It's all quite a contrast to the Eddie we caught up with this time last year. Following a difficult 2016 season, Pepperell had just regained his lost playing rights at Q School. A year on, his results and form are much improved, with 7 top 10s in 2017 and a career-high major finish at the US Open.
I got nothing going up until May time, and I figured things out with my swing. Kind of in April time, I felt with my coach, we made some nice changes, changed equipment. And then moving towards, beginning of June, end of May, I started to play a lot better tee to green, and my putter was ice cold like today, but I still felt like I was seeing some great signs with my long game, so there was much more reason to be excited. And I guess I took that forward into Sweden, played well, US Open qualifying, and then obviously into the US Open, which was a massive week for me, kind of combining the improvements I've made with my long game and actually putting well in a major in America, which is something that I hadn't done when I played my previous 2 majors. So putting it all together, finishing 16th, was as satisfied as I've come off a golf course after 4 rounds for a long, long time. So kind of just felt like I carried on from there and felt like I got much more back into the rhythm that I kind of remember 2014 and 15 feeling like, whereby I'm playing more golf, reflecting on a week-to-week basis, and then kind of just rolling with it, and when I find form, taking advantage of it. So it was really nice to feel that way. Me and my coach, I kept harping on at him all year about my backswing not being the way I wanted it to be, and we were focusing on something that just wasn't really working. And then I kind of felt like I took the lead a little bit with it and changed the approach, but still tried to get the same end goal, and we achieved it. And really, that was all I focused on from March, April of this year, all the way through to now. So that was the technical change, which made the game a lot easier for me and improved my ball striking. And the equipment change was really revolved around the driver. I felt very uncomfortable with it all last year and into the beginning of this year, and decided to, well, at least ask the company I was with to come out of the contract. They kindly let me. I think they saw how much I was struggling and needed to try something else to give me a bit of confidence, and I did that, and then just really changing the technical approach to that, adding a lot more backspin to the driver, which is something that some of the viewers might understand, and it certainly made it feel a lot easier for me to get the ball in play, and I just grew in confidence gradually with the club in the bag that I'd always struggled with the most, and then the rest kind of fed from there, and my iron play got very strong at times this year, and that was really the foundations behind what's been a marked improvement.
A strong end to the season saw Eddie pick up 6 top 10 finishes in his last 9 tournaments. But his fine form at Walton Heath in late May, as he qualified for the US Open, was the real catalyst.
I played really nice, there's lots of people there following me, I hold a good putt on the last, a great feeling around the day, but I was still very aware that qualifying for the US Open really is great, but it doesn't guarantee you much. I did it in 2013 and went to Merion and finished not far off last, so I still knew there was a lot of work to be done, and I kind of surprised myself a little bit with the way I did play in America. I would say that whole experience, as I mentioned, was definitely the foundation or the building block for me to really push forward into the second half of the year. The result I was probably most proud of was the Dunhill links, where halfway through the second round at Kings Barnes, I thought I was going home. I think I was kind of level par for the tournament, and the way I had hit the ball tee to green, I should have been, and I'm not joking, 10 under par. I mean, my putting was so bad. And then to end up finishing 7th was bizarre, because, you know, it kind of just turned in 2.5 days. It taught me a lesson to be very patient, to try and stay as patient as I can when the putter is cold, like it was. And it wasn't like I putted incredible over the weekend. I just putted that little bit better and got on a little bit more momentum at times. And yeah, that week was, you know, the kind of the top 10 that I feel like I stole the most. The rest I felt like I actually played really quite nicely, and it was more disappointing to actually finish where I did, and the putter kind of let me down at times. So yeah, Dunhill Links was probably my most satisfying top 10, if that makes sense. It's not passed me by that I still haven't won. I mean, there's reasons for it. Obviously, I've come close at times, and I feel like I'm just a couple of putts short at the weekend, and I've gone over the coverage. I've asked my girlfriend to record it when I have been up there in contention at the second half of the year, because I want to see what's happening, what it's like to watch. I know how it felt at the time, but I want to go over it. And I've just noticed that pace of putting has been a little short at the weekend, so that's something I can focus on. And yeah, it's such a game of margins at this level, you know. It's not easy to win. And you know, I intend to play in all the big events next year, so it's going to be even more difficult to win, you know, because the fields are naturally going to be stronger. But they're the kind of events that I do feel like I play my best in. And so I want to be there. I feel like if I'm playing well, I'm good enough to certainly contend to win those events among the top players and put more of a buzz. And you know, it would be nice to obviously get one next year, probably in the UK, would be even more special.